Hey! Alright, lights, camera, action. Well, hello, and it's Gary Lucas again, and I'm here today, Tuesday, December 15th, to play for you for half an hour, live from Casa Lucas. I've got Lulu on the couch over there. Hi, Lulu. And let's see how long she maintains her perch on the sofa. She's lying in the exact spot Jeff Buckley used to sit. And I don't know, she's looking at me with a strange look in her face. Anyway, she actually does like the music, don't you think? Oh, here comes Caroline for a pop-in. She's going to take Lulu out. All right, I'll just get right down to it. Okay, this is The Creator Has a Master Plan from Pharoah Sanders' Karma album. Yes, a little Pharoah Sanders to clean out your sinuses. The Creator has a master plan, but it's kind of Pharaoh's answer record to John Coltrane's A Love Supreme, a very similar kind of a hypnotic riff in the mode, and you can do all sorts of things. On top of it, the beauty of these droning motifs for me is that they provide you a springboard to leap into the Blue Empyrean if you're so inspired with whatever you like, I mean, as far as improvisation. And if you're using Ornette Coleman's harmonic theory, well, you could play just about any old notes in any key. And it's all fits and it's all perfect. And actually, I'm busy writing a piece now about Don Van Vliet, Captain Beefheart, a very affectionate memoir about working with him. And he had his own opinions about the validity of other encounters he'd had with other people in their music, and I tried to tell him about harmonics. I think it was James Blood Ulmer who first really started using this term, and James had played with Ornette and recorded with him, and so Don was like, "What is it called?" I said, "Harmonics," and he said, "Man, that's as bad as rope-a-dope." Which I guess he meant it was a jive term to confuse white people, or perhaps white critics. But yeah, I think in theory it's great because, there's only so many white and black keys on the piano, and then there's all those great interstices in between them. And they all sound good over a drone, I mean, to me. But chacun son goût, each to his own taste, as they say. And okay, well, I have your attention. Once again, I want to thank Mark Green. Mark Green is a marathon sprinter supporter of my work, and I really want to give him a shout out. I owe you, man. And anybody else who'd like to contribute to my virtual tip jar is encouraged to do so. Times being what they are, being an independent musician is kind of as rough a business model going as being an independent anything. I mean, in a world that's been swallowed up by corporations, right? Independent businesses being squeezed out or vulture capitalized or what have you. It ain't easy, especially during the pandemic, as we all know. But I love to bestow the gift of music on you, and even if you accept it for free, I'm grateful for you listening. And mental support, if you can't hand it over. All right, so now, I want to give a big tip if you're looking for a great Christmas gift in the book department, and I think giving a book is one of the best things you can do. Check out this lavish illustrated art catalog of a book called Cowboy, and it's mainly work of Richard Prince, the conceptual artist, and he's been around for some time. He's famously or infamously gotten involved in many lawsuits about the validity of copyrights in his work, because a lot of his work is appropriating other work and recontextualizing it. And, it's sort of like sampling in the music biz. People don't really go after him until they see a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow there. And then that's often difficult to prove, and there's also such a thing as, the fair value or fair use copyright. I mean, if the thing is not, it's being used for educational purposes. Let's say you can circumvent payments on copyrights all over the place. And anyway, the fight goes on, but the dirty little secret is most people do not have the money to litigate unless they have a pro bono lawyer working for them. So what the heck, anyway. This is the Marlboro Man, I believe, on the cover, but this book is just, well, first of all, look at the printing job, man. You don't see this every day, right, with the author's name, or the artist's name printed out on the beveled edge of the pages. No, you don't. Almost like Flair magazine, if you know that great, experiment in avant-garde layout and typography that Fleur Cowles, the editor of Look magazine, floated for a couple of years in the early 50s. Anyway, the text is by my old friend Robert Melvin Rubin, who is a great guy, and he's a curator of many important art projects. And he wrote a beautiful text that's certainly as engaging as the artwork on display in here, as well as collected images of cowboys from all sorts of places, not just Richard Prince's studio. And it's quite a sumptuous book, so I recommend this. It's also a little erotic on the erotic side, which can always be a good thing now. Well, I got your attention. Here's maybe a little bit more of an affordable gift. And this is the New York Review of Books republication of a famous book by Dorothy B. Hughes, In a Lonely Place, which came out in 1947. It's one of the archetypal film noir classics, and it was made into an extremely memorable film noir in 1950, starring Bogey, Humphrey Bogart, and Gloria Graham, I guess, is the female love interest. It's about a screenwriter who's sort of lambing it in Hollywood and the underground, who gets involved in it. Well, I don't want to spoil the details, but please visit New York Review of Books, because they've republished so many classic books, and they're nice editions to have around, and they're relatively inexpensive, you know? But I've really enjoyed many New York Review of Books selection. Maybe I'll hold up some other ones next week, or next show, which would be Thursday at 3 o'clock. All right, so let's go back to the guitar. I have to say also the news about the dreaded Mitch McConnell finally coming to his sentence, and excommunicating his sentence on the Democratic Party of obstructionism. That's great news that he's recognized Biden as the president-elect. But there's still so many other Republicans who are just living in a fantasy world fueled by OAN or Newsmax channels and Steve Bannon, the usual suspects, you know, who are trying to overturn the election. It just is so reprehensible and disgusting. And imagine what we look like to the rest of the world, because this is behavior much more fitting to a banana republic. Not to offend any banana republics out there. I've played several. So let's hope that the rest of the Republicans come to their senses pretty darn soon, because they're not going to be able to swing this. And it's going to leave such a stench vis-a-vis their behavior that's going to linger for a long time. And Biden deserves all the support and sympathy we can all give him now to unify the country. And there ain't no other way forward. Despite how much money you have in the bank account or what you might stand to lose under a Biden presidency, it doesn't matter, you know, because we're all in this pandemic together. All right, enough said. That is the original instrumental that became Jeff Buckley's song Mojo Pin. And it was written right here where Lulu was sitting over there. Jeff had the mic, I had the music, and all those riffs. And he said, okay, you know this thing? I was calling it And You Will to encourage him. He said, now it's called Mojo Pin. And yes, that is the first song that opens Jeff Buckley's beautiful Grace album, which of course would be a lovely gift to bestow on anyone for Christmas or Hanukkah or any time. Really, we need more Buckley in the world. So, what else can I tell you? Okay, another source of great gifts would be the merch page at GaryLucas.com, because I've sourced all sorts of goodies and tried to keep them in stock, despite most of the labels that issued my early work having gone under a long time ago. So if you're interested in the original pressings, I even have some vinyl. Wait a second, let me step up to the shelf here. I just discovered. Way up there. Okay. I don't know if this is being offered on my site, but I got about 10 of these albums. Gary Lucas and Gods and Monsters, The Ordeal of Civility. It's the last Gods and Monsters studio album. It's got all sorts of stellar reviews and has some of my best work on it, and it features Ernie Brooks on bass, Billy Ficca on drums, myself, Jason Candler on sax, Joe Hendel on trombone and keyboards, and Jerry Harrison on keyboards, and Jerry also produced this album. So it's very good sounding. And we had other special guests. Jenny Maldor sings on a track or two, Alva Rogers, Jack McKeever, and Frank London. The usual suspects. Check it out. I don't know what we're selling this for, but we'll see what the demand is and act accordingly. But I will confer with Tanya, my webmaster, after the broadcast, which I think we got another minute to go. And next time I'll be playing solo acoustic, because I think for some people they don't really, there's less of a melody to hang on to in some of this wild space guitar improv stuff. But that's the way, I like it sometimes. Tricky little buggers. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, that's just a taste. And until next time, I remain Gary Lucas. Lovely to see you all here. And be safe, wear that mask, and I'll see you on Thursday, 3 o'clock. All right, love you guys. Take care.